Standing up too early, floating over the hurdles, trail leg lagging, off-balance landings. These are the mistakes that slow you down. I'm Mike Caton from Ace Method Coaching, and this week of all the videos I received, I selected these 7 to fix their issues. And a quick reminder, at the end of every episode, one of these athletes will win a free virtual coaching session with me, but you get to decide who it is. Just drop their name or number in the comments below. Whoever gets the most votes gets a full one-on-one breakdown next week. This is Carl in the blue shirt. He's a high school sophomore, and he feels like he doesn't have enough explosion coming out of the blocks. Well, Carl, your first step out of the blocks actually looks pretty good. This is good position right here. And you're landing with your foot moving back with good shin angle. This is good. Second step also looks good. But indeed, as you told me in your notes, you do come up too fast on your third and fourth step. So you really want to work on that drive phase first. But other than that, everything actually looks pretty good as you approach the hurdle. You are leaning back a little bit too much on this last step, and you do have too straight of a lead leg as you go into the hurdle. While these things do need work, you don't look terrible. So what I would recommend, especially since you're a sophomore, working on your strength and your power in the off season so you can have more explosion. So if you work on that simultaneously with working on your new start technique, when you come back for junior year, you're going to be a lot faster hurdler. This is Nicolas. He's a high school senior, and he just feels like he can get better at just running through the hurdles. Nicolas, you're obviously really good, but I can point out a few things for you. The first thing is the way you move your arms. You're swinging your trail arm back straight right here. You really want to keep it bent at even less than 90 degrees, so it's kind of tighter to your side, and your wrist or your hand is kind of by your hip. And that way it swings back faster as you come off the hurdle, which will make you quicker. Also, your lead leg is a little bit bent here, which is going to force you to go a little higher over the hurdle than you need to be, which also is going to slow you a little bit, because I think you should be touching down about right here, but because of your height, you had to wait to finally touch down here. So working on those two things will make you faster. And I've got plenty of drills for these in the hurdle drill library, which I'll send to you. I want to give a quick shout out to Alex Serrano. He's an athlete I've been working with for a few seasons, and he just won the state championship in the 300-meter hurdles in Class 5A in New Mexico. If you want to see how I can help you, go to my website at acemethodcoaching.com. This is Natalie in lane 4 in the green uniform. She's a high school junior, 4th year hurdling, wants to know how to improve her speed between the hurdles. Well, Natalie, you're obviously very fast, but I know how to make you even faster. You're turning your hips to the side and you're leading with your left hip and you're swinging your left lead leg around. So you're really getting twisted up here. And so now, since your right hip is behind you, your trail leg is coming through awkwardly here with your foot higher than your knee. You never want that to happen. And also the timing of your trail leg is off because of how your hip was turned. So it's a little bit behind where it should be right now. But because you're really fast and athletic, you kind of recover in between hurdles, but you keep repeating this process. So you need to focus on keeping your hip straight forward as you come into the hurdle and driving your lead leg straight forward rather than swinging it around the way you do. And this is going to straighten you out a little bit, stop this twisting, and you'll get a lot quicker. This is Bryant. He's a 10th grader, been hurling for 3 years, says he's having a hard time 3-stepping. Brian, I can see in this race video that you're having to 4-step and alternate legs, so let's check out the problem. Well, you certainly look fast and you have all the right tools. You go over this first hurdle really well, but I see you're having to really reach out in order to get to the next hurdle in 3 steps, and now you're too far away, so you're having a hard time here, and then you have to deal with that, so you're going to lose your speed going into the next hurdle. Because it's so hard to reach the next hurdle in 3 steps at practice, I would advise against practicing in running shoes and also having your hurdles spread out at full distance. It's because without the race conditions, you don't have your adrenaline flowing. It's too hard to do it. And by practicing with them stretched out like this, you're teaching yourself how to go really long and slow and stretched out. And if you practice like that, you're going to race like that. So wear your spikes when you're going full speed and closer spacing so you can work on quicker steps. If you'd like to get a virtual coaching session with me or get on one of these videos, I'll leave a link in the comments in the description so you can learn how. This is Lukas. He's an under 18 European Championship semifinalist, and he overall just wants to know how he can improve. Lukas, you're obviously very fast and talented, but let me see what I can identify. First, I don't like how you hold both of your arms forward as you go over the hurdle. I also think you're higher than you need to be. There's something a little awkward about the way you're coming off the hurdle here. When I see you from this angle, I can get kind of an idea. See how you're leaning over to the right? That means you're swinging your lead leg around rather than pulling it straight through, and you're camouflaging by leaning over to the right. And I think that contributes to the awkwardness that I was seeing here. But you do recover really well, and you're doing really great between the hurdles. But my advice is work on getting your lead arm back and then going straight into the hurdle, bringing your lead leg straight through. This is Josh. He's a first-year freshman hurdler. He feels like he's off balance, too high, and his trail leg doesn't come down fast enough. Josh, you are indeed too high over this hurdle because you're really hopping over it rather than driving your knee straight at it, and it's causing an awkward landing here. So that means you have less speed going into the next hurdle. So everything really stems from how you're driving at the hurdle. See the way your overall trajectory is to go up? What you want to do is drive your knee right at the top of this hurdle. And so if you can go lower over this hurdle, you're going to be faster coming off of it, and you will also touch down easier with a lot less awkwardness, so you have more speed going into the next hurdle. Now, if we can fix that, hopefully it'll be a positive chain reaction. I'm going to send you a link to my hurdle drill library. It's got lots of drills for fixing your lead leg. This is Nigel in the blue jersey leading this race. He's a high school junior. Says he's struggling to snap his lead leg down quickly and overall looking for some pointers. Nigel, I think you're doing really great and you have a lot of good things going on, but the main issue that you have is you're just too high over the hurdle. And that's the reason why your lead leg is taking a long time to touch down, because you're just too high and you're waiting on gravity. Now, if you could come down lower, you'd actually be touching down right now and maybe 6 or so inches closer to the hurdle, so it would really be a lot quicker. One thing that I also noticed, it doesn't look like you're driving hard enough off your plant leg, which ends up being your trail leg. So what ends up happening, you get your trail leg forward a little bit too soon, and because you're too high over the hurdle, it's kind of having to wait there a long time, and so it looks a little bit like it's lagging there, and that would fix it if you can get lower. But other than that, I think you're doing great. So you just make these little tweaks, you're going to be deadly next season. That's it. I hope in there was something that can help you. And if you want to learn more, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because every week I'm putting out a new video. Until next week, Coach Ace out.